be back, ladies and gentlemen.
What is up, YouTube? I'm your friendly neighborhood Endman64, bringing you the next episode of Pokémon Colosseum. I'm back after a very brief lunch break where I opened up a can of soda to deal with it. Would you expect me not to drink anything? It's super freaking hot out. In the last episode, they bombed us out of chasing after what's-her-face, Venus. And then we went and purified every single Shadow Pokemon we could, which puts us now at a very good advantage in terms of all the Pokemon we've purified, and leaves only 5 more that we have to purify, which I could hypothetically purify them all by the end of today, or at least have to get them ready for purification. I also did a Q&A where I answered one question. I wanted to answer more, but unfortunately for me, we just did not have the time to answer more questions. But I will be doing so today because we are going to be here at Fennec City taking part in a Colosseum battle. Mainly to get some levels, because as you saw, we were about 6 or 7 levels lower than Venus's Pokemon, and I don't want to be under-leveled again for a while. Because yes, this game is obviously going to get a lot harder, and I want my team to be ready for such an occasion. I also realized we kind of left the mayor hanging. He was going to be digging up information for us, and he's gone. Anything happening in the news? It's time for the news. According to authorities, there is a criminal syndicate that is seeking world domination. It is thought to be linked to the rash of reports from various regions about vicious Pokemon. We hope to bring you additional info on this story as we learn more. Wonderful use of news, again, as usual. Oh, hi, lady. Oh, hi, lovebirds. The mayor's gone out. He's busy with things here and there and everywhere. He's always scurrying. Why is there a kimono on this bed? That makes no sense, but whatever. I guess the mayor found something for us, but we'll just have to figure out what he found for us later, because we've got to go to the Colosseum to get some battles in. Yes, Fennec Colosseum is the first one we're going to be battling in, mainly because the other Pokemon Colosseum battles here are going to be either 50s or higher. So at least with Fennec Colosseum, they're going to be in their 40s, so we're going to take part in the first battle right now. And I'll also be able to answer some Q&A questions. Hey, Wes, do you think maybe using Shadow Pokemon here won't be a good idea? Did I fucking ask for your opinion, Rui? God, you're fucking useless, Rui.
A few moments later.
I will be able to answer more of your questions because, yeah, I do have a lot of them. Alright. Don't fucking follow me. Keep her occupied, please. I don't want to deal with her right now. I don't want to deal with her right now. Just get her the frig out of my way. Please, just get her out of here. Okay, now let's get back to some of the questions you guys had for me. Anonymously asked, of course. Okay. Question number 1. Again, anonymous. What are your thoughts on Lego Disney Princess Castle Rescue? Oh, the Lego Disney Princess thing. Oh, okay. For starters, I need to clarify something. I apparently goofed up on the not the pronunciation, but the plot of the story, because I mentioned it in an LP not that long ago about it. I think it was like last year. I had watched it once, thought nothing of it, and but I was at work, actually, what was it, Tuesday? Yeah, this Tuesday. And, oh good, Anson's leveling up. And I saw that they made a sequel that's going to be coming out at the end of August. And obviously Gaston is back, wreaking havoc as usual. And He's got a team of villains with him this time because apparently he couldn't beat 5 girls on his own. So he brought some of their biggest villains on his side. So Ursula and the Evil Queen are obviously back. I am curious to see who they get to voice Ursula. And then Jafar obviously makes sense because Jafar is, well, Jafar. Sir Hiss from Robin Hood is probably the one that I'm most confused about as to why he's here and not somebody else. But anyway, it got me curious, so I went to go and rewatch it again. So when I had first seen it, I thought that the plot of the movie was around like King Triton betting Gaston that if he could complete a challenge, he would get to inherit Atlantica by basically marrying Ariel, but I was wrong about that. I knew Gaston was after magical items, but I didn't think it was... I guess I must have misinterpreted what Triton said, but... Either way, the basic plot of the story is Gaston from Beauty and the Beast is after all of the magical artifacts from the world. And his most recent conquest is trying to get King Triton's trident. And Triton says, I'll give you the trident if you give my champions an opportunity to challenge you. So that ends up being Ariel, Tiana, Moana, Rapunzel, and Snow White. And they all go fight Gaston's challenges. In reality, Gaston basically sent them on an errands list to catch the remaining magical items he doesn't have, which I believe was the Sundrop Flower from Tangled and the Magic Carpet from Aladdin. And then, of course, if they complete the final challenge, which is Gaston's Impossible Maze, they would solve it. Like, it's a kiddie movie. It's like 45 minutes, it's a kid story, it's cute. I love the Lego animations, and I love the Lego things for all of the characters. It actually makes me want a Lego-themed Disney video game. Like something along the lines of like the Skywalker Saga, where you get to play through the events of the movies, but obviously in like Lego style. It's cute. It's like I said, it's mostly for kids, so like, considering that's what it was aimed at, I think it did its job pretty well, because I've seen kids and older kids actually say, yeah, this actually wasn't that bad, I actually really liked it. And then, of course, but the elements about it that I really enjoyed, well, for starters, getting the old original actors back for anything always is always nice. So, getting Richard White back to voice Gaston was always fantastic. The princesses were all fine. Like, they fulfilled their roles very well. Sometimes I felt Ariel was a little too serious in the story and a little less fun, if you will. But again, her father's life and her father's kingdom are at stake, so I can see why she's a little bit more concerned than the others are. But I need to say this, because Snow White is without a doubt the most unhinged thing I have ever seen in any Disney-released medium, and I'm legitimately like baffled that Disney let them get through as much as they did. Snow White is so unhinged in this story that I was dying most of the time. Just some of the things she does and the things she says, it's like actually really funny. I mean, I know they probably wanted to do one of the older Disney princesses, but they couldn't. But like a lot of them were like, they don't really have that like strong and vibrant personalities, if you will. So like, to see characters like that just pop out, it's kind of funny. I'll be honest with you, it's like actually really freaking funny. So, especially with Snow White, where she'll just randomly just start talking about how she has a, oh, I have magic hair, I have this, I have an axe! And it's not even just like completely unhinged, he just gave her a lot of good lines that were actually legitimately funny. And I hope that they continue that trend with the next movie, because she probably has more emotion in it, since the Queen is going to be in the next one. I know Ariel's basically going to be the same, but they're also introducing more princesses into the fold. I think I saw Belle and Cinderella. I haven't seen anybody else yet. Ooh, 5,919 cash. I'll take that. All right, so TM18. Isn't that Rain Dance? It is. Okay. All right, so let's take on another challenge. Mostly just to get levels. We'll head into the left one this time. Rui, don't follow me. I don't want to talk to you. Like I said, my thoughts on it are very positive. For what it is, it's really nice, and I'm happy that they're getting a sequel, and I'm actually very happy. Anytime you get to hear some of the original voice actors come back, it's always fun. So especially Jonathan Freeman coming back as Jafar is going to be very fun. I think Suzanne Blakesley did really good. It does a good job as Maleficent, and also the Evil Queen, Lady Tremaine. So she should be pretty decent as the Evil Queen, if that was her. I don't know who they got to play Sir Hiss, and I don't know who they got to play Ursula, so that should be pretty interesting to hear. And anytime I hear Jennifer Hale do Cinderella, it's always fun. Even in Cinderella 2, which I don't like. It's always nice hearing her. She does a great job she's a great voice actress in general, but just hearing her do that really well it's just fun. Alright. Next up on my to-do list is another question. This question is from... well, anonymous. I don't know why I say it's from somebody. It's from an anonymous person. And this one is... oh my god. I really don't have much of an answer for this one, but I will answer it anyway. You mentioned a long time ago you were planning to do an Earthbound LP. I was just wondering when you're going to actually get around to it. The issue is I'm very easily distracted, in case you can't tell. So there are games that will pop into my head that I want to do, and then as I'm getting near to those games, something will pop up. So like Kirby Return to Dreamland is an example of one that I really wanted to do this year, but because my freaking copy of it's busted, I can't really do anything with it. And then there's matters of other LPs get jump up and take precedence, like Pokemon Scarlet, for example. We're doing this. We're doing Dokapon Kingdom as the three of us, me, Mark, and Haley. Unfortunately for Earthbound, it's one of the big three. It's one of the big three RPG games that I've wanted to play on the channel that just keeps getting shafted back by other games, unfortunately. So it's not alone in those regards, because Earthbound was supposed to be one of the big LPs I did, along with Xenoblade, and then, of course, Tales of Symphonia, which is one of my all-time favorite games. Unfortunately, like I said, stuff has gotten in the way, but I will confirm that those LPs are coming. Probably not in the order people think they are. I don't want to tackle the Xenoblade games until I'm done with Kingdom Hearts. So, when Kingdom Hearts 3 rolls around, that's probably when we will be done with, That's probably when we will get started. Tales of Symphonia, I've actually been planning for 2027. But again, that all depends on whether or not the rest of the games for 2026 cooperate. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do the HD version that's on the PS4, which I own, or if I'm going to do the original GameCube hardware. So I do have both games, and I'll have to make that decision one way or another. But just to give you, it's a legitimate excuse. I just don't have I don't have the time. It's just unfortunate, but that's just what it is. I'm focused on so many other things and so many projects that some eventually will just inevitably slip through the cracks. And unfortunately for Earthbound, that's just one of them. Alright, next question. Ooh, that's actually one I never really thought of. Okay. The next anonymous question is, will you be doing a Throwback Thursday for Pokemon Yellow? Honestly, I haven't really thought of it. Because I'm not doing any of the DS games, obviously. Because I'm not re-downloading all of the ROMs and the emulators. I just don't want to do that. And of course, recording off of a DS and a 3DS is just mind-numbingly difficult, and I'm not doing that. Yeah, Pokemon Yellow I can actually do because it's on, I have the GameCube player, the GameCube Game Boy player, in which I can play Game Boy games on it. And I do plan to play a bunch of Game Boy games on it, assuming I can get my hands on some of them. Now, a lot of the Game Boy games I did plan to play on there, unfortunately, are on the NSO. So, like, I was going to do Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga as an example of a game I could play on there. Minish Cap is another one. But there's also a bunch of Game Boy games that never got released onto NSO that I have on my Wii U's virtual console that I could take a crack at. But there is a possibility I could do a Pokemon Yellow one. The problem is, I think the memory on both my Gen 1 cartridges, I have Yellow and Fire and regular Pokemon Red. I think both the save things there are shot. Which, in case you guys don't know, they have internal batteries in those games, which is how you're able to save all of the progress you make in those early Pokemon games. If that external battery dies, you can't save anything. And I think that might have been what happened, because it's the same with my copy of Pokemon Crystal, which is why I haven't done a Pokemon Crystal LP yet, in case any of you have been curious. There is no real workaround for Crystal if I wanted to do a thing for Heart Gold and Soul Silver if I can't get Crystal working. I am going to try to see if it was just I want to see if it tried... I want to try and see if it was just playing it on my N64 that had those issues, or if it's just the issues in general. I am not changing internal battery clocks. I'm not good at it. I'm not good with a soldering iron. I'm not good with anything of those degrees, because yes, that's what you need to change these batteries. It's not like you just pop one out and pop one back in. It's just not me. Okay, mean look doesn't really help us, so no thank you, Ansem. It's not like this game's known for withdrawing and bringing back Pokemon, so yeah, no. I think we will do one more on screen, because we do get 4 TMs from beating each one 4 times. We do get a lot of money. And TM 11, which is Sunny Day, we'll do one more, and then I'll do one more off screen so I can balance out the thingamajiggers and answer more questions for you guys. Let's see, next question. Unfortunately, I don't think that's one I can get a good answer to, but I will try to anyway. Why do you think certain shows from Disney's past are not on Disney Plus? Now, I have Disney Plus now. We have the Disney Plus Hulu combo, which is ultimately going to end up becoming just Disney Plus, since they're merging the two. Sorry. There are some shows that are not on there, as many people have pointed out. Those shows being like Aladdin, the series, is not on there. House of Mouse, Mickey Mouse Works. The Legend of Tarzan is one that many people point out is not on there. Buzz Lightyear Star Command. There's some shows that aren't on there, and I honestly don't have an answer for you guys. There's been numerous people pointing out things that maybe Disney doesn't have the rights to certain bits of music or something that were involved, or the production teams, or stuff like that. The weird thing, the one that jumps out the weirdest to me, and I think the only reason it's not on Disney Plus is because of the Edgar Rice Burroughs thing, is The Legend of Tarzan. But the thing that's weird for me is Tarzan and Jane is on here. And Tarzan and Jane is basically just one of those 3 TV episodes in one compilation thing that Disney has on their thing. I would think Disney would want to steer clear of those instead of uploading them, putting those onto Disney Plus. But it's weird that Tarzan and Jane is on there, but isn't. But the Tarzan show itself isn't. It would not be as bad if Disney gave us easy access to those shows through either physical media or something like that, but there is no, at least in Region 1, easy access to any of these shows. You gotta either BitTorrent them or hope that they've been quote-unquote illegally uploaded onto something like YouTube. And 9 times out of 10, because YouTube is now a copyright hellscape, you're not going to get as many of those shows on there, and as many as those episodes on there anymore. Hell, even slight compilations are getting slammed for copyright bullshit now. But if you're asking why those shows are not on there, I honestly don't have a guaranteed. I don't have a legitimately good answer for it. The only one thing not being on Disney Plus that I have a legitimately good answer for is Make Mine Music, and that's just because Make Mine Music is not really. It's not up to the code of modern Disney shenanigans, if you will. Yeah, sorry, Static, you're gonna get pulverized out here, so, let's go with Crookie. And then Psybeam. Who's the bigger threat? Probably the Wooper. Yeah, Make Mine Music not being on. It's very odd that they have some of those racially questionable things on Disney Plus. But Make Mine Music is one of those where it's yes, I can see why you would want it on Disney Plus. Fortunately, I own it on VHS, so I don't have to worry about not seeing it. But like I said, I will tell you, I'm not always one of those, oh, I'm in the mood to see Make Mine Music today. It's almost never really. I like Make Mine Music, but it's definitely not one of those I would go out of my way to say, oh, we totally watch this. But anyway, that's just that. Actually, we might have time to do one more here. These are going by very quickly. Next question that I have to answer is another anonymous one, and ooh, that's actually that's an interesting question. All right, so as many of you guys know, I am planning on going to Disney World in 2027, and this question is asking me, do I plan to stay at a hotel that I've been to, or am I trying something new? I'm actually going to be trying something new. I have been doing copious amounts of research on the side for Disney World, especially in the last 2 weeks where I haven't been doing any editing or recording that I haven't desperately needed to. And in these regards, it's, well, one of those things. In my last trip to Disney World, something I absolutely fell in love with that I did not think I'd fall in love with was the Skyliner. Now, for people who are cynics the Skyliner is basically cable cars, but it gives you your own unique way to travel to various areas of the Disney property. So it starts off at the Pop Century and Art of Animation hotels, and if you jump on the Skyliner, it will take you to Disney's Caribbean Beach / Disney's Riviera resorts. And from these, you can branch out in 2 different directions. If you head on one of the, well, specifically from the Caribbean Beach spot, if you take one side, it'll take you to the French Riviera, and then it'll take you to Epcot. If you do that, and then the other one, of course, takes you to Disney's Hollywood Studios. For these hotels, those are the only ways of transportation to those those theme parks, unless they're down, in which case they'll have buses transferring for you. They only broke down once when we were there. Unfortunately, it was on the hottest day we were there. It was like 99 degrees and humid as hell. But it was honestly, it's still a great way to get around the parks, especially since you don't have to wait too much for buses. So I wanted to try another hotel that had access to that. So it's one of those 4, 5, or 6 hotels, depending on where you stop out at the alright, TM19. I believe that's Giga Drain. It is. Okay, so we get one more TM. Hell, we'll do one more. One more, so I can continue explaining. So yes, we are planning to do, yeah, let's keep you guys in. Why not? You guys earned it. Yes, I want to do a Skyliner hotel. We've done Pop Century a couple of times, so it's like, okay, why don't we do the next one? So Art of Animation came up next, and Art of Animation's a weird hotel in that 75% of the hotels there are for like the bigger groups, so it's like deluxe areas. For the smaller, lower income groups and like 2 or 3 people, you're going to be put in the Little Mermaid area, which that works for me because I love the Little Mermaid. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be near anything, because you're not near the main building, and you're not really near the Skyliner either, so you're going to have to hoof it to places you want to go. So we pretty much erased that immediately. You have the Boardwalk and the Beach and Yacht Clubs, which are at the other end of the Skyliner, and right by the International Gateway to Epcot. Also included in that are the Swan and Dolphin hotels. We've stayed at the Dolphin before, but since it's not a Disney hotel, we're not too keen to stay at that one again, even though we've done it before and it was a great hotel. It's not like life or death for us. So cross those out. The Beach Club, Yacht Club, and Boardwalk are all over $500 a night. So it's like, yeah, no, we don't want to do that either. The Riviera was like $700 a night. It's like, yeah, no thank you to that either. Since we want to stay for as long as possible instead of just going, 1 or 2 days. That left Caribbean Beach, and that is where we're actually going to be going, because, well, Caribbean Beach had a lot of things to offer us that we kind of were interested in. For one thing, it's one of the largest resorts. There's 5 different areas, each based more or less on a different part of the Caribbean. Barbados, Martinique, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, Jamaica, Aruba, and Trinidad. And while there are some rooms that are going to be inaccessible to us, I think it's the Trinidad rooms. Those are for bigger groups. In general, the rooms are all in pretty decent areas. You're either close to the Riviera Skyliner spot, or you're close to the Caribbean beach one, in which case, no matter what, you can get easy access to one of the parks. Sorry about that. But yeah, we're gonna be staying at the Caribbean beach, and it's pretty damn affordable in comparison to the other places. And on the moderate resort side, it's actually on the cheaper end, which is really nice for us. We would rather stay as long as we can and stay at a meh hotel than stay at one of the top of the line hotels for like 3 or 4 days. That might change when I go in 2029 for my my 35th. I'll be 35 years old. 29. That's just wrong. That's very wrong. That's very, very wrong now that I think about it. But no, I wanted to stay at a place we've never been to before, and having easy access to the Skyliner helps. The only thing we're gonna have to figure out is getting to the other areas of the park. Yeah, they have an internal bus system that'll take you to different parts of the park if you don't feel like the resort if you don't feel like walking to it. But the question is where it would be best to go to get to the places early, like say Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, water parks, Disney Springs. Ansem's finally level 43, so that means I think we're gonna take the XP share off of him, and we'll let somebody else can inherit it, or maybe we don't give it to anybody and we just let somebody do it naturally. Alright, I think I have time for one more question, and hopefully it'll be a quicker and easy one to answer. That one's definitely not easy to answer. How about this one? Alright, yeah, this one will do. What are your thoughts on Shrek and Ice Age getting more movies in their franchises? I am in the let them die and stay dead category. They were fine. Friggin' dragging these franchises out longer than they need to be is one of the biggest reasons why I can't stand Hollywood anymore. We don't need more Shrek. We don't need more Ice Age. We definitely don't need more Ice Age. Let me clarify this. Ice Age, the first Ice Age, is a great movie. Probably one of the best non-Disney, DreamWorks, Pixar things that has ever come out in terms of animation. Every freaking Ice Age movie since the original has been absolute dog shit. And they keep getting worse. And I don't think we've ever needed another Ice Age film, period. Just in general, we don't need them. As for Shrek, I think Shrek and Toy Story both ended at the times when they had to. And dragging them back out for more stories it seems pointless. Like, Toy Story 3, I'm not the biggest fan of it, had the perfect ending. And it pretty much symbolizes what the lives of these toys will be. You get passed from Andy's mom to Andy, then to Bonnie, and then Bonnie will end up passing it to the next kid, on and on and on. The toys get to live long, happy, successful lives. We don't need more of these fucking movies. We just don't. And the fact that none of these studios get that is why Hollywood is in the frickin' nightmare hellscape it is now. $9,000 and TM22, which I believe is Solar Beam. Alright, yes, so I will have nothing positive to say about those movies. I will say it is nice to see them actually listen to their fans. When they say, oh, we don't need more, like when they made fun of the way Shrek was animated and now they've delayed Shrek 5. But whatever. Alright, I think that's enough for now, so thank you guys for joining me. I'm your friendly neighborhood Nman64. Join me next time. I have no idea what we're going to be doing next time, because I want to save the other Colosseums for other episodes, so we might end up progressing the rest of the story. I haven't decided yet. Until we meet again, my lovelies, sayonara.